I think this is number 6. If they're out of order, I apologize. So I just described how it went with Kirsten and the weirdness surrounding that, and I'm sure there's more that I'm not remembering, so I'm doing this straight out of my head. I'm doing this for you people because you asked. Because it's probably going to result in me getting thrown off. That's if you even get to see it. Because this is going to be, like 8 parts. What else was weird? So the bodyguard situation was weird with Spirit Farm and all that 3 years later. The interview went exactly how I thought. If something shady happened. The guy came off as robotic and fake. Exactly how I thought he would. He never said Chris's name, not one nice thing about him. I don't want to hear NDA. He could have said Chris was a nice guy. I enjoyed working for him. Great singer. Anything. No way he would have got sued for that or in trouble for that. No fucking way. Don't try and convince me otherwise. Wouldn't even say his name. That told me a lot. The interview, I mean, if I were to paint a portrait of my theories being correct and the interview that would result in this whole thing, if my theories were correct, that's the exact picture I would paint. The way that interview went, you may not have seen it that way, but what I saw in that interview was exactly what I expected. If I was right. I was hoping I saw otherwise. Again, I could be wrong. I was hoping we'd come off as energetic and alive and convincing and maybe say one nice thing about Chris, because they dared employ him after the whole Heidi Klum seal thing. Maybe one nice thing. Nope, I got exactly what I expected. Didn't even say his name. Didn't even say he was a nice guy. Nothing. And, you got the televangelist wannabe sitting there like, this is going to be great for my televangelism career. For the rubes. So I can get a private jet. Just like Creflo fucking Dollar or something. Sickening. Evil surrounding this. And I don't care if you believe in good and evil or all that, spiritual things, whatever. I've lived it these past 5 years. Everything that's come at me. There's something really powerful and evil surrounding this. And it's not just Cornell. It's a few individuals. So again, the Kirsten thing was weird. The calling the lawyer was weird. And them trying to convince us from day one that, hey, he's just a spokesman. We're not worried about insurance policies. Months down the line, they're trying to convince us in articles on shill websites that anyone speculating that there was problems with the insurance are idiots. They're stupid internet people. I'm paraphrasing. Meanwhile, we find out years later in a lawsuit that, hey, she's emailing someone 4 days later, trying to figure out how she's going to get paid on an insurance policy and asking if she needs to get her great lawyer that she has involved. 4 days later. But I thought he was just a spokesman. I thought it wasn't about insurance. And they call us the liars again. They call me the liar. Me the threat. Me the problem. When I'm simply pointing out true things that those people, it's their actions, it's their words, it's their emails, it's their claims in court documents when they get caught lying. I didn't make this shit up. And maybe that's what really gets to people as well. That I'm not just the crackpot on here. that I'm citing real evidence of things that point in a certain direction. And when one has the full knowledge, I don't see how you couldn't go that direction. I mean, just calling the insurance attorney 5 minutes after his death is bad enough for me. That kind of tells me all I need to know right there. His gravesite also tells me all I need to know. Have you noticed Trump's wife's gravesite on the golf course, how that looks? What does that remind you of? I know what it reminds me of. Anyway, politics aside, it's not even political. It's about human character. It's about how you treat this person you claim to love. In Trump's case, it's the mother of one of his children or some of his children, several of them. In the case I'm talking about, it's a woman's husband. You claim that these people are your soulmate. You know, they did all these things, mother your children, whatever, father your children. He's adored by millions of people. He gets a placard in a shitty celebrity cemetery. I don't understand. Again, in the press, on social media, we keep getting told, soulmate, love of my life, love stories, chocolates, blah, blah, blah. Then you go to the gravesite. Wait a minute. That's her soulmate? That's what he gets? Really? Wow, maybe the stuff she's saying in the press ain't true. Maybe all those claims in the court documents that were proven false in court. Maybe when the press reported on those, maybe that wasn't true. A judge thought it wasn't true. I'm sorry, I'm not the one telling the lies. I'm not the one getting caught in court in documents making claims that are false. But, you know, as long as the press reported them and the rubes heard it, that's the real goal, right? Not winning the actual lawsuit. For a family like that. Who else does that remind you of? Legal lawfare. Because they know other people don't have as much money as them, you know. What is that? Who does that sound like? So, again, I'm just pointing out their actions, their words in court documents. What's the problem here? What am I doing wrong here? Moral compasses? Moral barometers? Could you let me know? I'm sure you will. So a lot of the Kirsten stuff was weird. They made it quite obvious. Everything I've just presented to you made it quite obvious that, man, it's hot out here. They needed an accidental ruling on the death due to drugs for insurance purposes. That's what I look at everything. It sure seems that way to me. There's sure a bunch of insurance lawyers all over the place and emails about insurance and other things. Flights to Detroit. I mean, I hope you people get to see this one statement I'm about to make. Because I think I gloss over some of these things. And you know, again, it's horrible things that are somehow normalized by press and other people, trolls and liars and people with just no morals, man. Think about this. Her husband's lying dead. She's on the phone to an attorney, preparing this statement for the next day about drugs and talking to him about insurance policies and money. She doesn't even think about going to show her husband that last bit of dignity, and I know it's hard. No one from that family went and handled that body. They asked Chris's brother to do it, who they then proceeded to talk shit on for months and months and months, and point the finger at. After he did the deed they couldn't be bothered with. Then months later, she flies down to Detroit with an insurance lawyer because she's got a problem, most likely, with an insurance policy. And she needs the ruling changed. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is not normal behavior. This cannot be normalized. The same way lies told by a sociopath presidential wannabe, his actions can't be normalized. She couldn't be bothered to hop the flight to do her husband that last one wifely duty, service, something. You know what I mean? Like, but when money's on the line months later and she's worried about insurance policies, she can hop a flight to Detroit then. That is not normal behavior. We can't normalize shit like that. We can't normalize calling insurance attorneys 5 minutes after the spouse is dead. These are way over the line of normalcy. I'm not a doctor, but almost to the point of sociopathy. That gravesite as well. The cherry on top of it all. I don't know what else to call it. I'll continue this in the next video. If I do, I might have to wait till tomorrow to continue. It's getting too hot and it's getting too late, and they're probably going to shut all this down anyway.